Alrighty, folks. So this is the 15th psychological lecture, and in this psychological lecture, I want to talk about specifically the art of letting go, right? And what do I mean by the art of letting go? When I mean the art of letting go, I specifically mean the art of just not caring, right? I feel like majority of your guys' issues specifically derive from caring too much, right? And what I mean by caring too much, right, is not directly correlated into your work. By all means, you need to care about how much you work and you need to go so hard. But specifically caring in the sense of what others are saying about you, what others are doing to you, what others have a thought process about you, the way that other people perceive you, right? You need to let that go, right? And you need to really advise and identify specifically who you are taking your advice from, right? I have talked about this in the past, specifically in other lectures, but I want to talk about it more in depth in this lecture. And the reason on why that is because I'm going through right now on TikTok, some TikToker is trying to slander my name, right? I'm not going to go into details of anything. I wish the best for this kid. And the reason why I'm talking about the art of letting go is because I've let go this entire process, right? I've only come out about certain things about this person when I felt like it was necessary to do so to protect my name, right? Because he was trying to falsely slander my name, essentially, right? So, regardless of that fact, out the window, I learned and refreshed my mind about my skill set, specifically of the art of letting go, right? And the art of just not letting things get to you mentally. And this is so important in trading because of the fact that the way that you think directly correlates back into the charts, right? And how you trade. And that same poison that is filled in that person, right? Their insecurity, their hate on you, the words that they speak to you, whatever the case may be, all that poison that's derived and built internally inside of that person, right, can get on you and affect you. So you need to keep a level head throughout your entire journey, specifically, and not allow these outside distractions to affect the way that you work, affect the way that you think, allow you to self sabotage yourself and the way that you think about yourself specifically, right? Now, these are all very important things. And I repetitively do these psychological lectures for the basis and reasoning that you guys all need this, right? I'm telling you, I teach you guys in such a specific way psychologically because I needed these things back then. And I didn't realize it until after I turned profitable. So, as someone who is relatively and extremely profitable, please listen to me when I tell you you need these videos and you need to apply these videos, right? Majority of trading as a whole is like 80% psychological based. And a lot of people will throw that sentence around and they'll say, oh, yeah, it's psychological based. But then they won't give an in-depth breakdown on why it is psychological based, right? And I'm going to essentially break that down in this video, why everything is off of and derived off of psychology, right? Because the way that you think directly correlates into how you act and what you do. And in trading specifically, it's one of the only things in the world that you can make money off specifically on how you think. What are the things that you think inside of your brain that then ultimately affect your decision making and your decision process, right? We as traders make a decision in the marketplace based off of what is in our mind. Now, imagine all of you guys right now, the actions in which are in your mind specifically are, is this going to work out for me? Do I have the ability to do this? What are the things that are happening in my life right now? What is happening in trading? You're all over the place and your mind is like a boiling pot of like 1,000 different feelings and emotions that are just terrible for you. And I want to say, as traders, typically our personality trait is just thinking so heavily about a bunch of different things, right? We think heavily about this thing, about that thing, about that thing, about that thing simultaneously, right? We think about all of these things at once. And the problem and the issue with that is while we are trying to make a solid decision in the marketplace, this then affects our decision making. We then think a different way, which then leads us to either blow an account, which then leads us to either overtrade, which then leads us to over leverage, right? So we need to identify and build a structured blueprint on why we are feeling certain emotions. What are the things that are leading us to feel this way? Now, when I used to get hated on by family members, right? When I was unprofitable, when I didn't have money, and I would just get hate from family members, I went through this constant repetitive loop of blowing accounts, over leveraging, over trading, doing all the bad habits that you guys do on a day by day basis. And the only reason on why that is specifically because I would allow all of that toxicity and that negativity to shape the way that I think, which then led directly into the charts. So a family member would come to me and say, oh, trading doesn't work out. Trading is a scam. Day trading doesn't work. Day trading is this. Day trading is that, right? And then when I would go home, I would psychologically think about it in the back of my mind. Well, that family member told me that trading is a scam. Is it really a scam? And I would reaffirm these self-sabotaging things into my reality of life. And this is what you guys do as well. You let a friend, a family member, a person on TikTok, any person shape the way that you think. And the whole basis of this is you don't have an iron mind. And what I mean by iron mind specifically is the sheer willpower to think and act in a specific way based off of the best mental process and mental frame you can have. And this will ultimately correlate into your trading ability, how much money you make, all of these things that I talk about on these psychological lectures. So to personalize everything to the individual viewer, you that is watching this right now, you need to ask yourself, what are the day-to-day habits that I repetitively do that lead me down being unprofitable? And you need to be honest and truthful with yourself. Honesty is the best policy in the sense of day trading, right? And the reason on why that is because of the fact that when you are honest with yourself, you can identify why you do certain things. And then from there, once you identify why you do certain things, it ultimately allows you to create a solution for that problem. One thing I'll always repeat to you guys, it's like you guys are trying to solve your strategy and psychology at the same time simultaneously without identifying your problems in the first place. And majority of you are straight failing right now because you allow your opponents and you allow the negativity and toxicity that is in your day-to-day life affect the way that you trade as an individual. And this is why you are failing. One person says X, Y, and Z thing about trading, that's the end all be all. And what is the funniest part is typically that person is poor themselves. So back to one of my older lectures, psychologically based, I tell you guys, take advice from people you want to become like. I hope you guys like or want to become a little bit like me in the sense of 19, make a lot of money. I'm cool to some aspect. I'm not that terrible of a guy, right? But maybe not even me. Maybe you guys don't look up to me, and hey, that's fine. You guys don't look up to me. I'm not going to be butthurt by it. But maybe you look up to Joe Schmo, and Joe Schmo's a cool guy. Joe Schmo makes a lot of money. Joe Schmo's that guy. Joe Schmo is tall. Joe Schmo is rich. Whatever the case may be, you're Joe Schmo, right? Your mentor. A lot of people's Joe Schmo is the bald kickboxer. Not going to say his name because my YouTube video is going to get taken down. And that's a great person to have as your Joe Schmo. And you need to really identify and take advice from these people because these are the people that truly want you to succeed. The problem is majority of you guys take advice from people that truly don't want you to succeed. And this is why you fail. It's like you guys taking advice from a fat person on how to diet, right? It's contradicting in itself. Imagine me when I was broke, right? And I was just getting into day trading. I listened to, right, my family members telling me not to day trade when they didn't have a lot of experience or a lot of money. It's contradicting in a sense, right? So for all my guys out there that constantly ask me in the DMs, bro, what would I do about this situation? What would I do about my parents saying this about trading? What would I do about my friends doing this or saying that? Analyze them and ask them, are they a person that or ask yourself, are they a person that I would like to become? And I want to shape my reality into that person's reality. And if the answer is no, do not take a shred of advice that person has. And this is ultimately how you can have complete control over your mind, the actions in which you think, and you're able to essentially block out all forms of negativity. And this is how I did it. It was so blue skies from here. Because I just thought in my mind, I was like, hey, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it in this. No matter how hard it gets, no matter what is happening in my life, no matter what I'm feeling in my life, I'm going to make it. And the simple reason on why I'm going to make it is because I don't give up. I'm going to continue going harder at this. And I'm not going to take advice from people who truly don't have my best interest. And the problem is even people that might even have your best interests, such as family members, parents, brothers, sisters, friends, they may even still want the best in you. But the problem specifically with them is you need to identify, do they have a life in which I want? And if the answer is no, do not take a shred or ounce of advice from that person specifically. And this is ultimately how you can avoid all forms of negativity, right? And this will simply allow you to have complete control over your mind. And even amongst yourselves, literally amongst yourselves, you self-sabotage yourselves, right? So you need to ask yourself specifically, what are the things that I'm doing that self-sabotage and I self-sabotage myself with, right? Why am I doing certain things? What is causing me to do certain things? Why am I thinking this way? What is allowing, and what am I allowing in my life to allow me to think this certain way? And then from there, you create a structured blueprint on how to solve those things. You need to ask yourself, how would a professional solve this issue that I am currently having in my stage and journey now? What would he do? Right? Build, right? And this is another superpower that you guys can do. Think about every single thing you want in this life. Envision the dream version of yourself, the way that he acts, how he talks, what he does, how he looks, what car he drives, what house he lives in, what does his wife or what does his girlfriend look like? What do his kids look like? Envision the perfect version of yourself, and then ask yourself, how would Salman in 10 years act? What would he do? How would he think? How would he create solutions to his problems? And then from there it becomes relatively easy because majority of things are just common sense. It's like, okay, well, future Salman, it has $100 million, right? So what would lead him to get down to $100 million route? Boom, boom, boom. We build out a structured business plan. Okay, well, once we have that solved, how would he think? He wouldn't allow his mind to manipulate himself. He would go to the gym every day, no matter how he feels. He would be a badass mentor and teach a bunch of people and just be a G. He would be very, very productive in all realms of his life. He would do every single habit that he knows he needs to do on a day-by-day basis. And then from there, you build a formulated plan and say, okay, well, now let me just apply what future Salman does, but into my current reality right now. And then life gets easy because then you know what you need to do. It's just about acting on it and having the discipline to act on it. But if you can't do that, I can't help you guys. The true reality is you need to resist slavery, right? You are destined in your current shoes right now to be a slave for the rest of your life. This is the unfortunate reality, me being 100% transparent with you. I will always be transparent with you guys. And I am telling you this so you get scared in the sense that, hey, let me get up off my ass and let me stop doing the jerk off shit I do every single day of the week. I go out and drink with my buddies. Boom, that's cut off. Dream Salmon doesn't do that. Boom, I go out and party with my friends. I go to the club with my friends. I do this with that girl, and then I go sleep with that girl, and then I go do this and that and that and that. Well, Dream Salmon wouldn't do that. So why would I do that now? Because the solution is very simple. You all know the problems to your solutions in your current stage in your life. It's just about application and identifying them clearly. Because once you identify what your problems are seriously, right, and you outline them either on a piece of paper, written down, however the case may be, it becomes 10 times easier to create a solution for your problems. But until then, you can't anticipate any form of change and you can't anticipate anything differently happening because the ultimate formula of life is 1 + 1 = 2. So if you do the same things over and over again, you will always get the same outcome. This is how math works. But if you change those things, maybe 1 + 2, right? Just a little bit more effort into your life equals a different outcome, 3. So these are the things. If you want change in your life, you need to be brutally honest with yourself, not allow any toxicity into your life, and build the dream version of yourself. Until then, my friend, I'm sorry, you simply are just going to be a sitting duck. So you need to ask yourself, is this life truly for me? Is this the life I truly want for myself? And if the answer is no, just flat out give up. There has to be someone to do the things that no one wants to do. There has to be someone, right, that no one right, wants to do these things, there has to be someone to do them. There has to be someone to wash cars. There has to be someone to work at gas stations. There has to be someone to work at fast food joints. But if you and you ask yourself right now and be truthfully honest with yourself, if that's not your version of reality, you need to start now. Not next week, not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, not in an hour, not in 4 hours. You need to start now. So that's my best piece of advice. Take it or leave it. I will always be transparent with you guys. I will never be fake with you guys or say, hey guys, everyone's destined to make it. It's all going to be awesome and life's going to be awesome. No, life is shit. You have to get over it. You have to work hard no matter how you feel. You have to continue to apply yourself, or I can guarantee you one thing, and that one thing is you will be a slave for the rest of your life. Be working a job you hate. Your daughter's going to start on OnlyFans. Your son's going to be a Tron. Your wife is going to get hit. Your wife is going to get plowed by the gardener. These are all things that is your version of reality. So you need to ask yourself right now, is this my version of reality? And if the answer is no, build your life in the now, not tomorrow, not in an hour, not in 4 hours, not the day after tomorrow, not next week. These are all things you cope with because you internally don't want it bad enough. You like the sound of it. You don't want it bad enough, though, I promise. And that is one thing I'll guarantee you. I love you guys so much. I will always be transparent and honest with you guys. I truly want change for every single one of my viewers. I truly want the best life and the best possible version of every single one of my viewers. And I can't wait to see the progression that my Discord members make, as well as my viewers. Guys, even the viewers, you guys are DMing me constantly saying, bro, your psychological videos changed my life. I got a payout. I'm not even in the Discord. I'm sitting there reading that message. I'm like, bro, what? That's nuts. But yeah, day by day, one step closer. We're going to get there. We're going to make it. Just keep a level head and continue to go hard. I love you guys so much. I got to enter this crypto position right now, or else I would have yapped on a little bit longer. But if you made it to the end of this video, comment the word change is now. Change is now. Change is now. So you have some form of a starting point on how your life is going to change. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. DM me if you need anything. I'll leave the Discord in the bio. I'll see you guys soon.